It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live.
Welcome to Varsity Sports Shows for those who are tuned in. My name is Mario Medina with Namle. Welcome. And it's going to be a great show, man.
Yeah, I'm excited. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I feel really sticky right now. Sweaty, not sweaty right now, but I was at a tennis game about a few hours ago. It was hot outside. It was like 90 degrees around 8 p.m. for whatever reason here in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, tell me about it. It's been the same. It's been over 100 even, into the evening here. So,
Yeah.
but let's talk a little bit about what happened this week. I mean, obviously, March Madness is well underway now, and yeah, everybody was out today. Definitely, they were watching that game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can't wait. There was a lot of upsets already. My bracket already broke the first day, but yeah, it's look, Wisconsin lost to High Point. That was a tough blow for me. So,
Yeah, a lot of going on. One of my friends, he's a big sports fan, and he says March is, it's around March time. That's like the best time for sports. You got baseball picking up, March Madness, and even in the NBA is going a little crazy right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about Bam Adebayo dropping 83 points.
Yeah, that was, I could not believe it. Out of every single player in the NBA,
Bam
got it done. That was crazy.
Yeah, no, that was definitely unexpected. I haven't heard his name in a while, honestly, but it's crazy. Higher than Kobe, took over Kobe's 81 point game.
Like I think he got 40 of his points were free throws, and a lot of people are saying it was unethical basketball, especially how the last few minutes went. But I mean, 83 is 83, So
points are points,
Yeah, so
UFC too. Some great fights this past weekend. Kevin Vallejos and Josh Emmett, first round finish. So definitely a more exciting one after the last pay-per-view, which was UFC 326, I believe. Unfortunately, that was a little disappointing. Charles Oliveira and Max Holloway. I don't know if you keep up with that as much, but a lot of fans were disappointed. So definitely good to have something more exciting this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I keep up with the UFC just a little bit, but I have to get more back into it because I wasn't invested into it about a few years ago, but I've kind of slowed down these last few years. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, now especially with the Paramount deal, it's definitely it makes it a little bit more accessible, but yeah, so tonight we have a bunch of we got a few guests coming on talking about, we have a variety of topics. We have some NBA draft stuff, rugby,
lacrosse.
Yeah, like I mentioned, the best month for sports.
All right, yeah, all right. Well, let's get our first guest up here, Braden Goetz. If I said that correct, he's going to be talking about some U of A lacrosse. Let's get going, man. What do you got for us today?
You did say that correctly, so thank you.
Heck yeah.
Big day tomorrow. Number 7 ranked Arizona are hosting Texas A&M, and MCLA, they only rank the top 20, but A&M, they would be 23. So this is a top 25 matchup.
Yeah.
A&M, they're 5-1 right now. They're on a 4-game win streak. Their only loss is to number 3 South Carolina. So this is a good team. Come down to Tucson tomorrow. Arizona 6-0, undefeated, and they have been incredible to watch. Every game I've seen them. So it's gonna be a greit matchup.
Yeah.
They're outscoring opponents. See what I had down here is 100 to 30. What I've written down. So high scoring offense, lockdown on defense. Their goalie is ranked number 2 in save percentage in the nation right now. He's phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, across the board, their face-off specialist, Andrew Klingman, he's ranked number 5th in the nation. So this is a team that it's going to make some noise.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I kind of keep up with lacrosse a little bit. I was at the GCU game a few weeks ago, or I think a month ago, How does it like? So how does it like work? You know how like the season goes and when like the championship happens and all that.
Right. So playoffs are going to happen late April to May. Um, each league they have their conference tournament kind of like basketball is doing now. I believe ASU won it last year against Arizona, so you
Yeah.
hate to see that, but Arizona's they come for the throne this year, so better watch out.
Yeah, Arizona's doing really good. But anyways, Braden, thank you for your topic, man. Appreciate you for having you on the show. I'm gonna pass it right back to my guy Nam. He's gonna take over from here.
Awesome. Thank you. Up next, we have Ethan Kinney from ASU. He's going to be talking to us about the NBA draft prospect stock. Welcome, Ethan.
What's up, Nam? How you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good. So I'm assuming you've been watching a little bit of March Madness as well.
Of course.
I'm not the biggest college basketball fan, but I always lock in around this time because I'm a huge NBA fan. So I'm always, looking to see who's going to improve their draft stock and who's going to, maybe tank it. And honestly, the first few days of March Madness have solidified a few things for me. AJ DeBonsa, BYU, he's my number one player in the draft, I think, hands down. I know they got eliminated round one to Texas, even though they were the higher seed. He was missing his second best player in the game. But, he did everything for their team, 30-plus points with ease, free throws. He defends, rebounds. I don't think there's anybody in this draft that's really coming close to him. And then stock down, I'm not as big on Cam Boozer out of Duke as a lot of people are. I understand kind of the hype with him. He's a bigger-bodied forward, very physically imposing, and very good passer. But I find it hard to believe that he can be a top 3 prospect when he's below average at both shooting and defense. And that just doesn't really sit right with me. I think I put him maybe at like 4th right now, but I think DeBonsa, Darren Peterson out of Kansas, and Caleb Wilson out of UNC would probably be higher than him as of right now.
Yeah, well, obviously I have to ask, who do you think is going to be number 1?
Honestly, it depends which team gets the lottery because I think positional need plays a part.
Right.
But I think for just about any team, you go with the player that you think has the highest ceiling. And for me, that's AJ DeBonsa pretty easily.
Okay. Awesome. Well, Ethan, thank you so much for telling us a little bit about the NBA draft prospect stocks. Now I'm going to bring it back over to Mario.
Yo, thank you for having me back, guys. I have a special guest, the one and only Janice Reyes is here to talk about some rugby. Take it away.
Yes. So women's GCU rugby has a game tomorrow, 10 a.m. I'm going to be there, not excited. I'm probably also going to be sticky like you were.
yeah, it's going to be hot.
Yeah. They play ASU, so it's a hometown rival game. GCU is 5-2, ASU is 5-1, so it's going to be a pretty good game. It is the final match of the regular season, so they're going to be hyped. They're going to want to take it all. So yeah, and GCU has been they've been blowing out these teams. The last game they played San Diego State and they won 91-14. That's pretty crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
When they played U of A, they won 43-3. Yeah, and then they lost 2 games. One of them was against BYU, and they lost 10-64. If that's correct. But yeah, so I don't know. It's gonna be a good game. I'm excited. The girls are gonna be hype. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Tell me. So, based off your coverage and whatnot, and we're heading into the playoffs, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think will take it all?
Honestly, GCU is looking pretty strong. They have some pretty tough girls on their squad. I was doing some research, and Lele Time, she's a tight head prop. She's pushing in there. She's really strong, and she's a really key part in the team. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her play tomorrow. And yeah.
Heck yeah! All right. Well, since we talked about a little about that, just tell me quickly, what is your role tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I am going to be a field correspondent. So hopefully, I get to talk to Lele tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll talk to some coaches pregame, postgame. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So everybody, make sure to stay tuned.
That's exciting. Well, thank you, Janice. Hopefully, you have a good day tomorrow. I'm going to pass it back to my guy, Nam. Let's get him right back up here.
Thank you, Mario. Up next, we have a pre-recorded segment by Brianna Carrillo talking about ASU's search for a new basketball coach.
Change is here for the Arizona State Sun Devils basketball team. After 11 seasons, the era of Bobby Hurley has come to an end. And now one of the biggest decisions in program history is on the table. Who is going to take over next, and where does ASU go from here? When it comes to the future of the Sun Devils basketball team, two names have emerged and been the most talked about, and they bring very different strengths to the table. The first one being Randy Bennett, the longtime head coach at St. Mary's Gales. A Mesa native, Bennett has deep roots in Arizona and has spent more than 2 decades building one of the most consistent programs in college basketball. His team this year has a 27-5 record with 4 straight conference titles in the West Coast Conference. But while consistency is there, the postseason success is limited. And at 63 years old, he may be more of a short-term win-now option. The second option being Eric Olin. On the other side, he's a rising name with strong ties to ASU leadership. Olin grew up with the athletic director, Graham Rossi, giving him a connection to the decision. He gained attention in 2025 after leading UNC San Diego Tritons in a 30-win season, nearly upsetting Michigan. At just 45, he brings a modern, analytical-driven approach. So now the question becomes, do you go with proven consistency or rising potential? Because whoever ASU chooses next will shape the future.
Welcome back, guys. We just saw that Bobby Hurley segment. I don't know how you feel about that, about Bobby Hurley either leaving us or not. I know you're a U of A guy, so I'd imagine you probably maybe wanted him to stay on the team considering all the things he said about ASU.
Hey, I mean, I'm never gonna be, I understand that view, but I also think, it might make the rivalry a little bit more interesting. No shade to ASU, but maybe making them a little stronger. It might help. It might help kind of just spice up the little rivalry a little more. Because I'm all for supporting my team and everything, but I think I'm a bigger fan of just watching good sports, and that comes with two teams that are at the same level. So hopefully they can find a coach that's a better fit for them, and and get their team up there, because it would definitely make our rivalry a little bit more interesting.
That's right. I feel the same way, man. Like Bobby Hurley, like when he was with us, we went through some things with him and whatnot. He was with us for 11 years. I think it was just best we parted ways. Clearly, he didn't want to be there anymore. A lot of things he said. So we'll see what ASU does. I mean, I'm sure they'll get someone. I think I overheard. I don't know if it's correct, but someone from Kansas or Kentucky, one of those college schools, some guy that I don't remember exactly who it was, but there was speculation. About that, but we'll see. I don't know, but
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I do get what you're saying about the whole rivalry thing, because I feel the same way about U of A basketball. I'm not gonna be like, I hope they lose or something. If they're good, see how they do.
At the end of the day, it's just about at the end of the day, it's just about watching good sports, and you can't have a good sports if one team's a little, it's just always beating the other one. There's no rivalry. So.
That's true.
But also lacrosse. I'm actually going to be at the U of A lacrosse game tomorrow. Covering it. Yeah.
Okay. That's
it's pretty exciting. Yeah.
U of A, right?
Yeah. Home game right here. So yeah.
Were they playing against?
That's a good question. I'm gonna have to check again real quick.
No, you're good, man. We can probably get back.
The first game I was at, UCLA, was an exciting game, but let's pass it back to you.
Okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's get Kyle up in here. My guy Kyle is going to talk about some WBC, man. The outcome was unpredictable. I didn't even expect that myself. Tell us about it, man.
Yeah, Mario, appreciate you. So World Baseball Classic finished on Tuesday. Venezuela ended up winning it all, defeating USA 3-2. Really good game, that one. 2-0 throughout. Bryce Harper had been silent throughout the entire WBC, and he had a 2-run shot in the bottom of the eighth, tie it up, and then USA gave up a run in the top of the ninth, and that kind of sealed their fate. But a lot happened during this World Baseball Classics this year. U.S. started off hot. They played Brazil and Great Britain in the first 2 games of group stage. Won both of those handedly, wasn't even close. Played Mexico in their 3rd game, won that closer, 5-3. But then there was some controversy following that one. We went to play Italy. The U.S. manager, Mark DeRosa, had a press conference before the game. It was like, doesn't matter what we do, we're going to be in the knockout rounds no matter what. We're going to make the quarterfinals. That actually was not the case.
Yeah, I remember that.
We ended up losing that. We were down 8-0 early to Italy. Made a little comeback, lost 8-6. But it came down to Italy versus Mexico a couple days later. So there's a lot of controversy surrounding that. There's controversy surrounding Skubal. He was supposed to be a big piece for us during this run. He pitched 1 game, couple innings, and then him and the Tigers decided it wasn't good fit for him to keep pitching throughout, just because he was opening day starter for the Tigers. We make it. Italy helped us out, beating Mexico in their final group stage game. We play Canada. We destroyed them in the quarterfinals, and then big matchup against Dominican Republic, probably one of the best lineups you could put together as an all-star lineup there. We were able to get a win, 2-1 in that one. Good pitching. Paul Skeens pitched in that one, helped us out big, and then unfortunate result in the final that led to Venezuela winning it all. So congrats to them.
Yeah. Well, Kyle, I would like to discuss more about this, but we got to pass it back to my guy, Nam. Thank you for joining us, and have yourself a good day, man.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Nicholas Rashke from ASU here to recap the World Baseball Classic.
Yes, let's continue some more.
Looks
So
like
that
we lost him.
Venezuela, the Dominicans, the USA, they were.
Oh, sorry, you cut out a little bit for a second there. You want to just start
did I
from the
really?
top? Yeah.
All right. Well, so we know Venezuela, the DR, and the US had the best programs basically this entire tournament, but there were some other upsets, and there were some big teams that kind of had to come up. Of course, you had Italy. That it was mostly Americans from New Jersey and with Italian heritage. But then, of course, you had teams like Japan. You had Korea, who it was their first time making it past the knockout stage since, I want to say, 2009. And this is the 6th iteration of the tournament, and it's also been the best viewership of the tournament so far. There is about 10 million viewers, 10.78 million total on that championship game between Venezuela and the US. And they also averaged around 1.3 million viewers through all the games, which is a 156% increase from 2023. So this tournament is growing globally. It's growing everywhere. And I'm a big NPB, KBO, CPBL guy. So to see this tournament as popular as it is, it was really fun watching it in Japan, Korea, and Taiwan, because those countries, they brought the energy. They brought massive crowds, about 40,000 at the Tokyo Dome every single game. And man, they had a blast out there. You saw some players that you might not have heard of before, like Moonbo Gyung from Korea. He led the tournament in RBIs with 11. You had Stuart Fairchild, who he hasn't had the best MLB career thus far, but he got to represent his mother's side with Team Taiwan, and he got to really show on the global stage. And now his jersey is selling for over $2,000 in Taiwan. So it's just really fun to kind of see this sport be so global and to see that on such a wide scale.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember, growing up, I've seen baseball here and there, but growing up in Vietnam, it wasn't the biggest sport, but it definitely really gauged my interest when I saw like more, Japanese representation, and now just it going global. So it's definitely awesome.
Yes.
To see it just grow and grow every day.
Well, Nam, I'm Vietnamese as well myself, but I did have to give in, and I did get myself a little bit of a Team Japan jersey, and of course, I got him. So
Of course, that's a fire jersey. I don't blame it. I would get one myself too, honestly.
yeah,
And I
so
don't even really watch baseball, but I'm a fan now.
no, it was such a fun tournament. You got to see millions of people globally. I mean, if you saw the Venezuelan game, after that game ended and Venezuela won the championship, I saw videos of like in the country, and they were celebrating on the streets until like 2, 3 a.m. I mean, they celebrated this like it was a World Cup, because this is the World Cup of baseball. And the World Baseball Classic has been trying to present themselves as such for so long, and this year they finally like knocked it out of the park.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, they're killing it this year. But yeah, awesome, Nick. Thank you so much for joining us to recap the World Baseball Classic.
Thank you so much.
Hello, I am back again. It's great to be here. I believe our next segment is going to be a pre-recorded segment, and we'll see how it goes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nicholas Hill with the Varsity Sports Show. Today, we are going to look at this year's men's March Madness bracket and the top 4 number 1 teams and what makes them such a special group. For our first team, we are going to look at Duke. Duke was led mainly by Cameron Boozer, who averaged a double-double of 22.5 points per game and 10.2 rebounds per game, but also had strong contributions from Isaiah Evans and Patrick Gungba, which led them to a record of 32-2. The next team we are going to look at is Florida. Florida is a more balanced team as they get their main scoring from Thomas Haw and Alex Condom, but they also get strong contributions from players like Bookie Fland, Xavier Lee, and Ruben Chinyelu, where all the players average over 10 points per game. This led Florida to a record of 26-7 and the first seed in the South. The next team we are going to look at is Arizona. Arizona gets major contributions from multiple players like Braden Burries, Koa Pete, and Jaden Bradley, who all average over 13 points. These players are the main reason why Arizona got the first seed in the West and a record of 32-2. The final team we are going to look at is Michigan. Michigan is mainly led by a few players like Yaxel Lindenborg, Morris Johnson Jr., and Ade Mara, who averaged over 10 points per game and landed Michigan the first seed in the Midwest and a record of 31-3. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Nicholas Hill with the Varsity Sports Show.
Welcome back, guys. What a segment so far. What a show so far. A lot of great subjects we talked about today. Rugby, NBA prospects, got some NCAA basketball there. List goes on, man. Tell me, what was your favorite for today's topics?
Honestly, hearing about the World Baseball Classic was awesome. Being I never really followed baseball too much. I always kind of, I admire the sport, and I think I caught it a little bit when I was younger, but it's been a while. So I know, Nick mentioned this was the sixth World Baseball Classic, but for me, it felt like, maybe it's just because this one did the best in terms of viewership, but
yeah,
I hadn't heard, obviously I know about like the influence with Japan on baseball and everything, but to hear that it's really going global right now, that was a pleasant surprise. And yeah, like I might have to start watching it now.
yeah, that's real. Yeah, no, me too, man. Me too. Like I loved all the subjects we touched on today, but I do believe that when we talk about baseball, the WBC, man, it was super good to watch. I really thought Japan or the Dominican Republic would have gotten it done today, but Venezuela came in out of nowhere and just got the job done. I really thought my GOAT, Shohei Ohtani, was gonna show out, but it just didn't happen, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, same here. Love to see that Asian representation in baseball, especially one that has a long-standing history of being more in America, but also with like the Korean players. So yeah, like I think as I mentioned, like I think once that Japan influence on baseball, that was initially what sparked my interest. So awesome. But yeah, like you said, an exciting week of sports, and there was a lot. But yeah, it looks like that's all the time we have. So thank you to all our guests and everyone tuning in. And thank you, Mario.
Thank you, man.
Tune into our next show tomorrow, the Saturday radio show from 10 to 11 a.m.
Yep. Tune in, guys. It's going to be good.
It's Friday Night Live with Vince, pregame, postgame show. Your destination for top high school previews and wrap-ups with Vince and his team. Buckle up and hang on for Friday Night Live.